Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled at the base of a misty mountain, there was a hidden garden known only to a few. This was not just any garden, it was a clockwork garden, where every flower and tree was a marvel of intricate gears and delicate mechanisms. The garden was said to be the creation of a brilliant inventor who had vanished many years ago, leaving behind only whispered legends. In this village lived a young girl named Amelia. Amelia was known for her inquisitive mind and a passion for fixing things. She often spent her time tinkering with old machines and clocks, dreaming of finding the clockwork garden and uncovering its secrets. One autumn morning, Amelia was exploring the village's attic when she stumbled upon a dusty, old journal. Its cover was embossed with golden gears and clock faces. Flipping through the pages, she discovered detailed sketches of the clockwork garden and a map leading to it. Excitedly, Amelia realized that this was her chance to discover the garden and learn its mysteries. Armed with the journal and the map, Amelia set out on her journey. She followed the map through the lush forest, over babbling brooks, and up winding paths until she reached a hidden gate covered in vines. The gate was adorned with intricate clockwork designs in a large, ornate keyhole. Amelia took a deep breath and examined the journal. There, she found a small, golden key tucked into a special compartment. The key fit perfectly into the gate's keyhole. With a turn, the gate creaked open, revealing the clockwork garden in all its splendor. The garden was a marvel of precision and beauty. Flowers with petals like tiny clock faces bloomed in radiant colors, and trees with twisting branches moved like the hands of a giant clock. Gentle humming filled the air as gears turned and springs clicked in harmonious rhythm. In the center of the garden stood a grand clock tower, its face shimmering with a magical light. Amelia was mesmerized by the sight and began exploring the garden, her eyes wide with wonder. She noticed that each plant seemed to be synchronized with the grand clock tower, and the whole garden operated like a perfectly tuned machine. As she wandered, Amelia discovered a small, rusted door at the base of the clock tower. It had a delicate gear mechanism that seemed to have been neglected for years. Using her skills, Amelia carefully cleaned and oiled the gears until they moved smoothly. With a satisfying click, the door opened, revealing a spiral staircase leading up to the tower's top. Climbing the stairs, Amelia reached the top and found a room filled with mechanical birds, their wings folded in rest. In the center of the room was an old, dusty workbench with blueprints and tools scattered across it. Amelia realized this must have been where the inventor had worked. As she examined the blueprints, she saw a drawing of a complex mechanism that seemed to control the garden's magic. It was clear that the clockwork garden had once been a place of wonder, but it had fallen into disrepair after the inventor's disappearance. Amelia knew what she had to do. She spent the next few days repairing and fine-tuning the mechanisms, using her knowledge and the blueprints as her guide. Slowly but surely, the garden began to come back to life. Flowers bloomed brighter, the trees swayed with renewed vigor, and the clock tower's face shone with a brilliant light. One evening, as Amelia put the finishing touches on her repairs, the garden's magic seemed to reach a crescendo. The mechanical birds awoke and began to sing a melodious tune, filling the garden with a beautiful symphony. Amelia felt a sense of accomplishment and joy as the garden's magic restored itself. As she was about to leave, a gentle, elderly man appeared before her. His eyes twinkled with gratitude, and he wore a suit adorned with gears and cogs. He introduced himself as the inventor, who had been in hiding, waiting for someone with the right heart and skill to restore his creation. "Thank you, Amelia," he said warmly. "You've not only restored the garden but also breathed new life into it. The magic of the garden is now yours to protect." With that, the inventor disappeared into the mist, leaving Amelia with a small, ornate key, the key to the garden's heart. She returned to her village, where she shared the story of her adventure and the garden's wonders. The clockwork garden became a place of inspiration and joy for the villagers. Amelia continued to visit, caring for the garden and ensuring its magic remained vibrant. Her story became a legend, a reminder that true magic often lies in the harmony of creativity, skill, and a kind heart. And so, the clockwork garden thrived, a beacon of wonder and enchantment, and Amelia lived happily ever after, always guided by the rhythms of the magical garden she had revived. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a land where mountains kissed the sky and forests whispered secrets, there was a village nestled between rolling hills and shimmering lakes. This village was known for its vibrant, colorful flowers and the enchanting melodies that drifted from its heart, a magical glen where the forest spirits played their tunes. In this village lived a kind-hearted girl named Elara. Elara had a gift for music. Her voice was as pure as a mountain stream, and she played the flute with such grace that the birds would pause their songs to listen. But there was one thing that troubled her heart. Every year, as the sun set on the longest day, the village would hold a grand festival to celebrate the harvest, and it was said that the most beautiful melody of the night would bring fortune to the village for the coming year. Elara wanted more than anything to be the one to play the winning melody, but every year she faltered, her music not quite reaching the magical heights she dreamed of. This year, however, she was determined to make a difference. She sought out the village elder, an old woman named Yara, who was known for her wisdom and connection with the magical forest. Yara listened to Elara's heartfelt plea. After a moment's thought, she handed Elara a small, intricately carved wooden box. This belonged to the forest spirits, Yara said. It is said that whoever possesses it will find the melody they seek. But remember, the magic of the box will only reveal itself to those who truly believe in their heart. With a mixture of hope and apprehension, Elara took the box and went home. That night, she sat by the window, under the gentle glow of the moonlight, and played her flute. She played every tune she knew, but the magic she hoped for still eluded her. Frustrated and weary, she finally opened the wooden box. Inside, there was only a small, simple note that read, "The melody lies within." Confused but undeterred, Elara closed the box and went to sleep. The next morning, she decided to visit the magical glen in the heart of the forest, hoping that perhaps the spirits might offer her guidance. As Elara entered the glen, she was greeted by a dazzling sight. The trees sparkled with golden light, and the air was filled with the soft laughter of the forest spirits. She played her flute for them, pouring all her emotion into the music. But even though she played with all her heart, the melody still didn't feel right. Just then, a soft, shimmering figure appeared before her. It was a spirit unlike the others, more radiant and serene. "I am Lyra, the spirit of the enchanted melody," the spirit said gently. "I have been waiting for you. The melody you seek is not just a song but a reflection of your true self." Elara was puzzled. "But how can I find that melody?" Lyra smiled and pointed to a nearby stream. "Listen to the water, the wind, and the rustling leaves. The true melody is not something you play, but something you become." Elara approached the stream and closed her eyes. She listened to the gentle flow of the water, the whisper of the breeze, and the murmur of the leaves. Gradually, she began to feel a deep connection with the natural world around her. Her heartbeat synchronized with the rhythm of the stream, and a sense of peace washed over her. With renewed clarity, Elara returned to the village, clutching her flute with a newfound sense of purpose. That evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the festival began, she took her place among the performers. She started to play, and this time, the music that flowed from her flute was not just a tune, it was a reflection of the harmony she felt within herself and with the world around her. The villagers were entranced. The melody was unlike anything they had ever heard before. It seemed to capture the essence of the night sky, the joy of the harvest, and the magic of the forest. As Elara finished her performance, the entire village erupted in applause. The air seemed to sparkle with an ethereal light, and a gentle breeze carried the melody across the land. The following year, the village prospered more than ever before. Crops were bountiful, the flowers bloomed in vibrant colors, and the village's joy was palpable. Elara's melody had indeed brought the fortune they had hoped for, but more importantly, it had brought a deep sense of unity and harmony to the village. Elara had learned that the true magic lay not in seeking an external source but in finding and embracing her own inner truth. And so, the girl with the enchanted melody continued to play, her music now a cherished gift that reminded everyone of the beauty and magic that exists within us all. And so, in a land where the melodies of the forest met the hearts of its people, Alara lived happily ever after, sharing her music and the magic of the enchanted melody with all who would listen. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and a deep, sparkling lake, there was a curious little workshop known as the Clockwork Haven. The workshop belonged to an elderly inventor named Professor Thorn, who was famous for creating marvelous mechanical wonders. However, his greatest creation was a magnificent dragon made entirely of clockwork. The clockwork dragon was a marvel of engineering, with gleaming metal scales, intricate gears, and delicate wings that fluttered with precision. The villagers adored the dragon, which would perform enchanting displays of flight and fire, in a harmless, dazzling manner, during festivals and celebrations. However, the dragon had not been seen in action for years, as Professor Thorn had grown old and frail, and the once vibrant dragon had fallen into disrepair. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the village was struck by a powerful storm. Thunder roared, and lightning flashed across the sky, bringing heavy rain and fierce winds. The villagers huddled in their homes, worried about the storm's impact. As the storm raged on, an ominous figure appeared in the village, a dark sorceress named Morgoth, who had heard rumors of the clockwork dragon and sought to seize its magic for herself. Morgoth approached the Clockwork Haven, her eyes gleaming with malicious intent. She attempted to use her dark magic to steal the dragon's power, but her spells were met with resistance. The clockwork dragon's magic, though dormant, still protected the workshop from harm. Morgoth, frustrated, retreated into the storm, vowing to return and conquer the dragon's magic. The next morning, the storm had passed, but the village lay in ruins. Many homes were damaged, and the once beautiful fields were flooded. The villagers emerged from their shelters, disheartened by the destruction. Young Lily, a brave and kind-hearted girl who had always admired the clockwork dragon, saw the damage and knew that restoring the dragon could help lift the village's spirits. Lily ventured into the Clockwork Haven to find Professor Thorn. She found him in his workshop, surrounded by broken parts and tangled gears. With gentle words, she asked him to help restore the dragon and protect the village from Morgoth's threat. Professor Thorn, seeing the determination in Lily's eyes, agreed to help. They set to work, repairing the dragon and reassembling its intricate components. They worked tirelessly, their hands moving deftly as they cleaned and oiled the gears, polished the scales, and restored the dragon's power source. As they worked, Lily noticed that the dragon's eyes, which had once been dull and lifeless, began to glow with a soft, warm light. The dragon's heart, a complex mechanism of clockwork and magic, began to beat once more, sending rhythmic pulses of energy through its metal frame. Just as they finished their work, Morgoth returned, her anger flaring as she saw the dragon coming back to life. The sorceress unleashed a powerful spell, dark clouds swirling above her, and lightning crackling in the sky. The dragon's gears began to whir, and its wings stretched wide, ready for action. Lily, standing bravely beside Professor Thorn, guided the dragon to rise. The clockwork dragon, now fully restored, took to the sky with grace and strength. Its metal scales shimmered in the sunlight, and its wings beat with rhythmic precision. The dragon soared through the storm clouds, confronting Morgoth with a dazzling display of aerial maneuvers and bursts of harmless, radiant fire. The sorceress tried to counter with her dark magic, but the dragon's light overwhelmed her spells. The dragon's brilliance pierced through the darkness, pushing Morgoth back. Realizing she could not defeat the dragon, Morgoth fled into the storm, her dark magic dissipating. With the sorceress gone, the storm clouds cleared, and the sun shone brightly over the village. The villagers cheered as the clockwork dragon landed gracefully, its mechanical wings folding elegantly. The dragon's presence brought joy and wonder to the people of the village. And they gathered to celebrate the heroism of Lily and the restoration of their beloved creation. Professor Thorn, deeply moved by Lily's bravery, declared her a true friend of the clockwork dragon. The dragon was once again the pride of the village, performing magnificent displays and bringing hope and joy to everyone. The villagers worked together to rebuild their homes and restore their fields, inspired by the courage and determination that had saved them. The story of Lily and the Clockwork Dragon became a cherished tale, reminding all who heard it of the power of hope, bravery, and the magic that can be found in even the most unexpected places. And so, in the village of Harmony, where the clockwork dragon flew proudly against the backdrop of a bright blue sky, the legend of Lily and the dragon lived on, a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the enduring power of friendship.